I looked into it. There's really, like, I have suit coats, but I'm wearing a T-shirt. Like, it's just, I don't have a suit coat that goes with this. It just looked very odd.
Well, we went several years in Florida without it being cold because when we first moved here, I remember buying this super cute little pea coat.
Okay.
And then I remember having that same coat in the closet for many years and never touching it. And then now it feels like we're going through some sort of weather cycle where we need clothes that are warm and coats again.
Yeah, I think I had a coat and my wife gave it to my oldest son.
You had a leather jacket.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
I had a couple coats and they've just all disappeared. I've got this thing in my wardrobe, just things disappear. I don't know where they've gone. Once upon a time, I had the wisdom to buy a coat, but that is now somehow flown out of my closet and is somewhere else.
Not sure if you want it, but I have a werewolf coat at my house.
Okay.
I don't think it's your style.
I'll go with the shirt,
but I think you might like it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I bet it's warm.
It's vintage.
It is, okay.
That means it's got stains.
That's what vintage means.
Vintage means stains.
I.e. gross. Okay, all right. Coming up on the show today, we got a Denny's joke jury right before 8 a.m. If you need a laugh, and I think a lot of people do, you're going to get that coming up.
We all need a laugh.
Yeah, always, every day. Also, we got a KVJ draft at 7:30-ish this morning. We're going to be doing romantic comedies. Who can draft out the team of the 3 best romantic comedies? We'll get to that. And I always love this list. When we creep into a new year, you kind of roll the clock and look at the movies and songs that were big 20 years ago. And you're like, whoa, I'm really that old, huh? Yeah.
20
years.
And when you hear this stuff, you're like, that's not that old.
It feels, when I'm looking at the list, I'm like, I thought it was maybe 8 years ago that some of these songs and movies were big.
Well, I heard the clip. There's a montage of all the songs, and to me, they still sound new.
They sound like 8 or 5 or 10 at the most years old.
They don't sound 20 years old, man.
No.
It's a reality check.
It makes you feel really old.
Yeah, so I'll hit you with that coming up just after 6:30 this morning.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a really slow news day. Not a lot going on in the world. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, jokes.
Jokes. Right. Get that? I've got some alternate news for you. It looks like the marriage between Kim Kardashian and Kanye West is over, Jay Bird.
No!
I know, you wanted it to last.
I know, the news came out and people stormed the Capitol because of it.
Oh, is that what was going on?
Yes.
Okay. I saw something going on.
It was crazy. I think that's what was happening.
It sounds like Kim wants this to be controlled, and she wants to do like a settlement document, and she wants to plan out what they're going to do with the kids and plan out the PR on this thing and make sure it's all done, calculated, and properly like her mother has taught her. But I think Kanye has been going rogue, and he's the one who's been leaking details about the divorces coming.
Oh, okay.
They apparently haven't been together for a while. They were not together for Christmas. They were not together for New Year's. So it's over, baby.
Yeah, he's living in Wyoming, right?
Yeah, I think he is. Dua Lipa has something to say about the quarantine. Now, most of us have not loved it, but I guess she did love it. Here's why.
With quarantine in general, I think it could make or break a relationship. And I think we've both been so good at just giving each other space and then also being with each other. You know, when we want to be, we're so good. We work really well together, and he's just been amazing. And it's actually been the best thing for us.
She's dating Hadid boy, correct?
Okay. Is it Bella Hadid's brother?
Think so.
Okay. Yes, the family was featured on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
What do they do? I know they're rich.
Yeah, so the dad, Hadid, is like just super duper rich.
Do you know how? Is it a store or something like that they own? What do the Hadids do?
Good question. I don't even know.
I don't know
Maybe
either.
They do. I mean, their home was legit insane. His crib was like jaw dropping.
Okay, he's a real estate developer doing mansions
sense,
in Bel Air and Beverly Hills.
Yeah, he's legit got a palatial mansion.
I think if that's the one, but it says his net worth is 100 to 200 million, which in Palm Beach standards is like, ugh. You're not getting into our club. Huh. All right.
And then you put in all the other Hadid money that now Bella and Gigi are making. I mean,
Sure.
the family is ultra wealthy.
Okay.
Dr. Dre, we told you about how he had gone to the hospital because he had a brain aneurysm, and he was sending messages to his fans that, he was struggling, but he was going to be okay, hopefully, and that he had a great medical team. And it sounded like it was some pretty scary moments for he and his family. So while he's in the hospital, guess what they did? They tried to break into his house.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Can you believe that? The man
That's
goes to the
cold.
hospital to get treatment for an aneurysm, and they try to rob his crib.
He needs to go back to the 90s and get a little gangsta. Because back in the day,
Right?
NWA Dre, ain't nobody going to rob his house because you know what's coming.
So they weren't able to get in because of security?
Luckily, not everybody went to the hospital, but a lot of the family and a lot of the security team had gone to the hospital. But luckily, some did stay behind, and they caught all 4 of the people that were trying to break in.
It's just weird to me Dr. Dre has got a place where you're able to get that close to his house.
It's like that in California, all these places. Unless you live in a gated community, which there's not a lot of, you would think there'd be more, like how in Florida we have all these gated communities. In California, you can drive past some of these celebrity homes. Now they have a big wall and they have trees and stuff hiding it.
Bel
But
Air's like that, speaking
Yeah.
of which, yeah.
you can drive through Bel Air. And if you know where you're going, you could totally get outside of Dre's house.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And what I love is when they found these 4 people, they had a suspicious knapsack that was full of crowbars and saws. Like, how do you explain that one away? Like, you need to throw something else in there so you can have an excuse. Because when it's like, hey, what are you doing with all the crowbars and saws? You're like, throw in a rubber chicken or something. So you're just like, we're clowns. I don't know.
I mean, you could say you're doing some work on Dr. Dre's house, but I don't think they're going to believe you.
Obviously, they're lumberjacks.
Yeah, right.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Okay.
It's time for viral audio.
So how's your kids? How's your wife? Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Do we have heated audio from The View?
Well, they're saying it's not heated. You'll hear them kind of start to snap at each other.
And this is so funny because I actually watched the tail end of this live. I had
Okay.
gone home and I was having my little lunch.
Yeah.
And I saw the tail end of this with the producer. And as soon as I saw it, I didn't even know what happened before, but I was like, that guy's lying.
So just to set it up, Meghan McCain, she's interviewing some congressman, I'm not sure who, and she's starting to get annoyed, and they're starting to talk and
Well,
argue.
they're obviously on opposite political sides.
And Whoopi at the end, you hear Whoopi at the end kind of snap at Meghan.
Because Whoopi's on the side of the guy being interviewed. Megan is on the opposite side of both of them, and Whoopi ain't having
That's
it.
part 1, Kevin.
Okay, and it gets so heated that the executive producer of The View has to step in to break up this cat fight.
He has to come back on after and lie and say what he is trying to put out there that it was, but we see you.
Okay, all right, let's hear what's going on here in The View.
And I want to know, will you do the same thing as Joe Manchin and agree not to follow up on all of those things?
Well, I'm not focused on any of those things. We're talking about people.
Senator, I do believe that average Americans care about packing the courts.
My job is to take the concerns that are being raised.
Senator, I understand that. I'm just
Okay.
asking you a direct question
I'm
and
just
asking
gonna,
if you would join him.
Actually,
I just wanted to know if you would join
going to
him.
end this. Hey, listen, and we will be right back.
Whoa, hey,
Whoopi.
listen. What?
You just got whoopied.
Wow.
You got whoopied.
Whoa.
I don't think they like each other.
They don't, because they have very opposite and very strong political views.
I was explaining this to the hosts over the break, so I figured it'd be easier just to explain to the audience what happened in the end of Act 1 and the start of Act 1.
What is this, a play?
This is
Act
such.
1?
This guy is such a sniveling liar.
What am producer? What am I watching here? Act 1? What, is there an intermission now on The View?
Time was very, very long. At the end of the act, I was yelling, and several other people were yelling in Whoopi's ear, we have to go to break, we have to go to break, we have to go to break. So it got a little bit, and there's a delay and a bunch of other things. So No issue here, no drama here, just our fault.
Right.
Whatever, dude. I've actually been backstage at The View because my friend invited me to go one time. There is so much yelling. It is chaos backstage. They're screaming at each other.
Is it just because
It's
are
ridiculously
they
loud.
live, taped for live? Do you know how they do?
They tape for live, I think.
Okay.
When I went, it looked like it was a live ass show.
I think they tape for live, yeah. And
So-
I don't think they like each other.
Tensions are high, and even the menial producers. That's who I saw back in the back. I didn't see like any of the hosts screaming at each other, but the menial producers all scream backstage. I was like, "What the hell?"
Is it for time constraints? Is that why it's
Yes,
stress? Okay.
there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time constraint stress.
Don't worry, you know how Ellen had all that bad stuff come out about her show? The View, it's on deck. It's coming.
Well, I just can't believe that Ellen beat The View in toxicity. Like,
It doesn't make sense.
how does this happen?
the Queen of Nice?
What?
Your decision-making skills are on point. You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Jay-Bird, what are you thinking about today?
When I was a little boy, I had the biggest crush on this girl that was on this show called Punky Brewster. You guys
Yeah.
remember Punky
Soleil Moon
Brewster?
Frye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on for 4 seasons. I believe it was in 84 to 88. And man, I had such a crush on her. I loved that show so much.
She was adorable.
She was. We were roughly about the
She
same.
still is adorable.
Yes, and I think we're the same age. It was the perfect kind of crush, and they always had those kind of very special episodes where they wanted to teach you something.
It went deep, yeah.
It went deep, very heavy. Well, it's available on that Peacock network.
Yeah.
And I was doing some research on this Peacock network, and I'm not getting paid to say this. This is just love of the game. I didn't realize they had so many awesome movies on that thing. They've got great movies. They've got Punky Brewster. They've got a lot of different shows that I don't think Netflix offers.
Aren't they going to have your Office too?
They do have The Office, and that was the other thing I was going to bring up. If you're a huge Office fan like me and Denny's, how we are, you know the episodes pretty well if you've seen them more than once. We're noticing they're adding extra footage in the episodes too.
Really?
Yeah, so this Peacock thing,
Extra footage that was never in the show?
I'm noticing it,
Yeah.
and we're not 110%.
that.
Okay,
Huh.
yeah, but we're like, is that in the old
That's
episode?
kind of an awesome little Easter egg.
So I know you said it comes free with people. Did you say that it comes
It's
free?
Xfinity. Yeah, if you have Xfinity, you get Peacock Network free.
How much is it, I wonder, a month? Because I think it's almost worth it.
It's free for me.
Yeah,
Do you have your setup yet at home? Are you going cable? Are you
Yes.
cutting the cord?
Oh, look, good. No, I'm looking at Peacock right now. And
Are
I
you
just,
going to have Xfinity? Because then you get it for free.
I have, that's what I have.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And you're good.
Yeah, but I'm just, in case someone doesn't have it,
Oh.
one of the kind people listening.
Most of them are up to $7.99.
Okay.
But most aren't more than that. I think your Netflix is, but that's really about it.
I don't know, y'all. I think I'm kind of liking this one.
I mean, new scenes to shows that you've already watched and know and love. That's awesome.
Well, they just got a ton of movies on here, too, that I don't know if Netflix has. I'm not trying to pit Netflix against Peacock, but...
Okay. Virginia, what you got on your mind today?
Well, I'm feeling a bit like Santa Claus. So I got a gift for you, and then I had a gift for you sent to my house. Jennifer from KVJ Nation wanted me to give you that. That's a little sweet little wind chime to remember your dog Chewy.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't that beautiful?
That is beautiful. Thank you, Jennifer.
Jennifer from Shade Shack.
Thank you. That's awesome. I love it.
And this I got finally yesterday. This is my housewarming gift to you. This is the keypad door lock that I put on my house and that I gave to Denny's. It's life-changing.
Oh, thank you.
If you forget your keys, it doesn't matter anymore.
I don't have to
You
worry.
just can't forget your code.
Yeah, I'll remember my code. It's the same code as I always use.
What is it?
Don't say it. Because it's also his pin, and
Virginia knows
it's everything.
You can hack his entire life with just 4 digits.
You can get in his phone. You can get in his bank. You can, whatever you want.
Between Virginia and Denny's, they both could steal my identity easily.
I think we're all kind of that way. You guys know mine too.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love it. I love it.
And Rocco has said that if you want him to, he'll come over and help install it.
Okay, so
Funny.
He loves installing.
so that'd be tough to get into Murder Me with that thing.
I mean, unless they know the code. Just be careful who you give the code to. The great thing about this lock, it's an upgraded keypad from Schlage. It's a great lock. The hardware on it is fantastic. You can make different codes for different people. Say you're having company come over. You can make a code just for your little pieces of action. And then when these girls leave, or when you break up with them, or when it doesn't work out, you can disable that code.
You change the code.
Your code can remain consistent. Their codes can change. You can have up to 4 or 5 codes at a time.
So there's a booty call code?
Yes.
Whoa. How about that?
It's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
You'll never fumble for your keys again. That is what I love about this. This has changed my life as far as like, oh crap, where's my keys? I'm holding groceries. I'm holding a child. Like,
I love it.
You don't need keys anymore.
Well, my heart is tickled pink. Thank you.
Does it light up?
It does light up.
Good. Wow. Need that.
It lights up.
There you go.
I'm lighting up. Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
Somebody in the chat room said on the Peacock Network, $4.99 with commercials or $9.99 without.
Don't do it with commercials. Although, you know what? So does it come free without the commercials too? If you're a Comcast member, do you know, or do you have to pay extra?
I think I've watched something on it. I don't think I saw commercials.
Yeah, I don't have commercials either.
Yeah.
Although it tells me to disable ad blocker though.
Okay, does it? I don't even know how to do that.
Ad blocker actually, there's no commercials on my computer because of ad block.
Oh, so you're watching on your computer?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm watching on regular TV.
Do you have a TV set up yet at your crib?
No, not yet.
No.
No.
Do you have one?
I do.
Sweet.
What I got on my mind here today, it's really cool to see that South Florida sports are opening the doors maybe to some fans. Now, I don't think the Miami Heat right now are letting people in. I think that might be an NBA thing. So, but considering what the uniforms look like, maybe it's best if you don't see them in person. The Heat did lose last night to the Celtics 107-105 at AAA. But this is the cool news. If you want to go see the Florida Panthers, the improving Florida Panthers, they are making news because they say they're going to be opening up the NHL season with limited seating at 25% capacity. That means about 5,000 fans are going to be able to go and see the Florida Panthers. Now, you got to wear masks. You have to answer health and safety questions, and you're not allowed to lie before entering the arena. And this is all going to get going on January 14th against the Dallas Stars. That's their home opener, and the tickets go on sale as early as this Friday.
And I read, too, that hockey pushes corona away. I read it somewhere.
You wear a hockey mask.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're good.
You can't get corona with a hockey mask on.
That was a joke, by the way, just in case someone thinks I'm being serious.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to go check that out, we'll see. I don't know where they are with the NBA allowing fans. So that is not happened yet. But I think once they give a green light, Florida seems to be all in for getting fans in here.
They were saying, I was reading a couple things seriously here, how the lack of fans with baseball, just seeing all that on TV, really kind of, it actually repelled people from not wanting to watch it, realizing you need fans at these sporting events to make it look like...
It brings a lot to
does.
it. It is. There was just a big element that was missing. And... without that, it's like a TV show that needs a laugh track or something to it. It's kind of the same thing. You know what? It's a lot like the comedians who are doing their monologues and nobody was there laughing, and you're like, it's
awkward.
here, but yeah, it's kind of like the New Year's Eve specials with nobody there. It's just
if you
weird.
only have like 9 people in the audience, it makes it seem like you're not funny because it sounds like no one's laughing at your jokes. It sounds like they're giving you sympathy laughs.
There's something there, whatever that is that we pick up on as humans biologically that just seems to make it feel right. Yeah, without fans in the stands, it's that kind of thing as well. So we'll see. I'd seen that your coach for the New Orleans Saints, Sean Payton, He had this plan. He wanted to try to quarantine 50,000 fans to
I
pack
love
the
it.
Superdome for their playoff game.
He's a big dreamer. I read that and I was like, that's a Kevin Ralston idea. That's a big dreamer.
It's a pie in the sky. Okay, how are we logistically going to quarantine 50,000 people?
I don't know, but I would love to see his plan.
Yeah, I don't think it worked. I think people were like, yeah, when he came down, he was like, okay, that's probably a little too big.
Maybe he was drunk.
Yeah, you know.
It happens.
It does
I've
happen.
tweeted drunk before and then looked at it and gone, what the hell?
You ever deleted a drunk tweet? Or
Yes.
do you keep them up?
No, I've deleted a couple.
Oh, I've deleted
Most
some.
of them I'll keep up and just laugh at myself, but some I'm like, ugh.
Have you ever been called out for deleting a tweet? I have. Like, Bird, why'd you delete your tweet? Because it was awful.
And I was drunk.
Yeah, it might ruin me.
Coming up here, I saw this list. I'm like, there's no way these songs and movies are 20 years old. Man, it is a gut check. It feels like it was probably 6 or 8 years ago, but no, it was actually 20. Which ones turned 20? I got that for you next. How do you stay the cool kid house to hang? That is the topic of an email we got sent here to the KVJ show. It says, my son is 19 years old and is back for break from college. I'd love to see him, but he's always over at one of his friends' houses. Apparently, it is the cool place to hang out. You know, what I hate is that we used to be that place, and I would like to be that place again. We have a big old TV. We got the Xbox. We got the ping pong table. We got tons of snacks, and that used to be enough. It worked until he's about 16. I'm pretty sure the mom at the house where my son is hanging out lets him drink. I know she kind of hangs with him sometimes and makes him food, so maybe that's part of it. I don't know. How do you make your house the cool house for your kids' friends to hang out?
You can't compete with the house that lets the kids drink. That's just it. If that's what you're competing against, you cannot win.
If you are somebody that wants to go out and drink and you're not allowed to go drink, you're seeking places to go drink. And if that is a place, that's going to be better than anything you got.
If you're coming back from college and you do have those kind of freedoms there and the ability to drink, then yeah, when you come back, you don't want to change up what you had the freedom to do before.
I just know this from being in high school. I never ever drank, but all my friends started to go drink, and they wanted to go to places where they could drink without being hassled. I could have taken them to a mansion, just like what she's talking about. Ping pong table, pool. They wouldn't have gone if they couldn't get their drink
in a
on.
garage if they could
They
drink.
would have, absolutely.
Kids will gravitate to the house with the least amount of parental concern, especially like in my neighborhood, if the parents themselves are very intoxicated and don't notice the kids are intoxicated, the kids love going to that house.
Yeah, and honestly, you don't want to be that house. It just, unfortunately, you might have to say, hey, we had a great time at 16, but I don't know that you want to open that door and enable kids who are underage to start drinking because of the things that can happen and the liabilities, and you just don't want to be that parent anyway.
I kind of almost danced on being that house at Halloween, and I never really talked about this because it was so awful. I let Magnolia have some friends, and I think a few of them were drinking, but I was drinking myself, so I didn't even really notice.
So you don't even realize you're the cool house to hang.
Right. I had no idea I'd made the cool house.
You are that mom we're talking.
I know.
That she just mentioned.
And that's
which you're
why,
drunk to notice.
That's why I'm saying,
Yeah.
if you don't want to be the cool house where the kids are allowed to drink, you can't drink either. It sucks for your party, but you can't be that because I got tricked into being that on Halloween.
How do you know that they were drinking? It was the smell?
My friend who was with me, he was there, and he was drinking too, but he was less drunk than me. He actually got super upset, and he started yelling at some of the kids, and it got really ugly. And then one of the other sober moms from down the street came over, and she agreed with my friend and said that no, this is unacceptable. You can't have these kids at your house. They weren't drinking at my house. They drank somewhere else, and then they came to my house.
Yeah, okay.
But it doesn't matter. If you've got drunk 16-year-olds at your house, that's a big problem. Yeah. And my friend was losing his crap. He was screaming at these kids. Magnolia started crying. It was awful.
If that's what you were texting me about.
Yep.
I I said, how was your Halloween? She goes, well, it ended with me alone dancing in the front yard. I was like, well, what happened? Oh, Jaybird, so much happened last night, but you never went into the details.
It was too fresh. I couldn't talk about it then, but you know, now it's January, whatever.
Yeah.
But I learned a lesson that night. You can't let your kid have a bunch of friends over and you are drinking,
You have to
because
be
then
alert. Yeah.
you can't keep track of what's going on. I had no idea. My friend had to be the police.
Yeah, and that's the tough thing, that a lot of times at that certain age, probably the threshold is 15, 16,
Yep.
that those kids will likely want to go to the place that has the least barrier to drinking.
But I don't get parents that allow other kids to drink at their house that are underage. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get... I mean, can't you get in trouble for that?
That's why my friend got all upset, because he personally knows a family that they were the cool parents. They let kids come over and drink with their kids, and their kids were 17. And what happened was one of those kids left their house drunk, got in a car, and was driving, got into an accident, sued that family, and that family lost their home.
Yeah.
They lost their life savings. They lost everything in a lawsuit. So my friend, although he was very dramatic and yelling at 16-year-olds, which is not a good scene, he was on the right path because he was trying to protect me from losing my house, my car, my job.
Yeah.
Think about that. If that story comes out that I'm giving kids alcohol at my house.
The dirt of the day, woman.
Yeah.
We'd have to do the dirt of the day about Virginia.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can sit this one out. I got the story.
My friend was right.
Yeah.
And you can't be drunk at your house and have kids at your house, because if they start drinking, it's your fault.
Yeah, that's, about the only thing I think you can really tell this parent who sent the email is, unfortunately, that's it. And
You don't want to be the
tough.
cool house. It's hard because you want to have that connection with your kids.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be the cool house because that sets you up for massive liability.
Yeah, they're at that weird age, that between 18 to 21, where they are adults. He can do what he wants.
I would say, for at least thinking back, right when I got about 16, I noticed a lot of changes just with all of the people around me. People were drinking more, and I didn't know what was going on because I was kind of innocent in high school.
Yeah.
But 16 is kind of when I saw a major difference with how people were interacting with one another when it came to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, after the age of 16, I never went to a house unless the parents were scumbags.
Yeah. Those are the cool parents, man.
So if you are the cool house, you need to look within and realize that these kids are drinking at your house.
This text said, could you happen to do a poll for me and ask what age is it appropriate to put a computer in a child's room? Well, they have everything from kid computers. They have parental controls. So to me, I would not put necessarily an age limit on the computer itself. I would just make sure that you really study and understand and stay ahead of it. And if you're willing to put in that kind of work to understand how to keep your computer safe and your kid is seeing the right thing, I think computers can be absolutely amazing for kids. So I don't know.
I don't know how to put all that stuff in. How do you put in all like the stuff to make sure your kids can't go to YouPorn?
Well, a lot of times
How do you even do that?
Well, if you have like Xfinity and things like that, they do have little videos. You can go onto the website and they will give you a step-by-step tutorial on what you need to do to put on the parental controls to make sure your kids are only viewing content that you approve of.
But these kids, they're so crafty. They're going to disarm that.
They're going to find booze and they're going to find porn.
That's just the way it goes.
Oscar's got a really good idea. If you want to become the cool house again for your 19-year-old kid, and doesn't involve letting them drink either, I don't think. Yeah, Oscar, what is your idea here for this parent?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
If the lady serves taquitos, pizza rolls, in sexy lingerie, she's the coolest place.
Pizza rolls
I'll
and
take my
lingerie.
kids, and I'll go too.
That's not a bad idea. So you need a half-nude model serving hot pizza rolls, and then maybe you'll get 19-year-olds to hang at your house.
And taquitos.
And taquitos. Okay. All right. Brilliant.
Taquitos are delicious.
Yes, they are.
Oh, my
Very nice.
gosh.
Thank you, Oscar. All right. Any other great suggestions? 877-979-WRMF. Okay. We do have some celebrity birthdays here today to talk about. I notice, too, hearing the celebrity birthdays a lot of times make me feel old. Like Screech, Saved by the Bell. He's 44 today. Dustin Diamond.
It feels like he should be older, though.
It does.
All right. That one doesn't bother you. Nicolas Cage is 57. He's got that history of swear words on Netflix that's apparently very popular right now.
People are saying it's great.
Well, he's very entertaining. That guy's awesome.
Katie Couric, who you just referenced, turned 64 today.
Oh, happy birthday.
I'm sorry, who is Katie Couric? Jeremy Renner from the Avengers and the Bourne Legacy is turning 50 today. He was the most useless Avenger, by the way. He was only the guy with the bow and arrow.
Oh, yeah. Hawkeye?
Something like that. We didn't bother to learn his name.
Every time me and Kevin talks about that guy, I get hate email. Like, you guys are disrespecting Hawkeye.
And Kenny Loggins used to do all the soundtracks in the 80s, turned 73 today.
Okay, I feel old.
We love Loggins.
We feel old now.
Also, a birthday shout out to my big sister Abigail of Cape Coral. Can you please say happy 10th for her? Absolutely. Mommy, Daddy, Annabelle, and the puppy Sky. Got an 8th birthday for Charlie Bear. Can't wait to party on Saturday. I'm so proud to be your mom. Alicia sent that in. Also to my amazing wife, Ashley. Happy birthday from Daniel and our boys, Hunter and Everest. Got a happy birthday to my mama, Linda. And you got Jamie from the Pickle Squad saying, I'll try not to get on your nerves today.
I got a Mama Linda, too.
Yeah.
Aw.
It's a great mom name.
Yeah, it is.
Also, happy birthday to Stephanie from Fred, Brandon, Crush, TJ, and Penelope.
I got one to slide in real quick.
Yep.
Colson, the little boy from our Sasser Salt family, he turned 5 over the holiday.
Colson,
Very
happy
cool.
5th.
Very cool. Got a birthday you want to get on the KVJ show? You can just send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Okay, we're going to discuss who on the KVJ show is more likely to do all of these things. Joining a call, is that definitely Jaybird?
Definitely.
And eventually, I'd like to work my way up to being the leader. That's the goal.
I can see that. Yeah, I think you would be
totally
the leader.
see you leading.
You would be, you're right. You are a cult leader,
Yes.
not a cult follower. Who on the KVJ show is most likely to be canceled? Meaning that there would be a campaign to attack them on social media.
I think me.
It would either be Virginia or Kevin.
Yeah.
Because you do, especially in your later years, you're a little bit more outspoken about social issues, and sometimes that can fire people up.
Absolutely.
And they'll attempt to cancel you.
Yes.
Virginia just really actually might get, Virginia. Yeah, I worked it out in my head. It's Virginia.
Virginia's number one because she would just let it go.
I pop off.
You're number 1. Kevin's number 2.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, Denny's number 3 with his hippie-like conspiracy theories.
Oh. And that whole thing about the hot dog being a sandwich.
He did get death threats about that.
Yeah.
Legit.
They'll never cancel Suits. They can't figure out how.
No.
He's too good.
Okay. Who do you think on the KVJ show is most likely to cry at a sappy commercial?
Jaybird.
Cult girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cult woman.
Who on the KVJ show is most likely to be sentenced to prison for 10 years?
Oh.
So that'd be a good little episode. That's felony right there. Most likely. I could see Virginia with her driving. Something vehicular.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be intentional.
No, probably not.
Well,
but
it never
still,
is.
you could get 10 years for an unintentional,
It goes
manslaughter with your car.
Virginia, Denny's, Bird. That's the top 3 right there.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably good ranking.
I mean, I could pop off and go violent on somebody. Like, that could happen, too.
And
True.
It's not V. Kevin Ralston. He's a damn Boy Scout.
No.
He's not going.
He might be the one I go violent on.
He might be the one that sends us up the river.
Virginia kills me.
No, I'm just kidding. Kind of.
Kind of. Who on the KVJ show is most likely to hook up with a member of the same sex?
Okay.
Virginia.
Yeah, probably me.
Yeah. I think you're probably right on that.
Been there, done that.
Okay. Who on the KVJ show is most likely to rat another show member out to the police for a crime they did?
It's definitely not Virginia.
Definitely. You know
Definitely,
better.
It's not me.
Not you. Not Denny's.
It's definitely not Denny's.
I think they break Ralston and Suits.
It's Ralston and Suits. Oh, that's Reek. Suits is a Kevin Ralston clone.
Yeah.
And he's young, too. They break Suits before they break Ralston.
They promise him a good future if he rats us out.
A lesser sentence.
Okay.
I think it is Suits.
Yeah.
Dang it, Suits. I'm gonna have an attitude problem against you all day.
Through no fault of your own.
Yeah, I know.
Who on the KVJ show is most likely to die with porn on in the background?
I mean, duh.
Hello.
Kevin.
Cult girl.
Cult girl.
She likes girl on girl.
Who on the KVJ show is most likely to steal the wallet off a dead man?
Oh, my. I don't
Jeez.
think any of us would do that.
None of us would, but who's the most likely to? We have to have an answer.
Oh, my gosh. None of us want to get that close.
It's tough.
I think Denny's.
I think it's. I don't want
You think it's
to.
Denny's?
Don't make me say it, dog. I think it's Denny's.
I feel like
No, I don't.
I feel like he's the toughest. When it comes to stuff like that, Denny's can step up and be a man.
There might be a good reason, though.
Yeah, I feel the reason why I say Denny's is because he'll be able to do it without getting caught, without it being weird. Any of us involved with something like that, we're not going to get it done.
He's doing it for the right reason, too, because he wants to be able to figure out who the dead guy is. He's not trying to take money from the dead guy.
He'd explain why, and I'd be like, okay, all right.
It's going to make sense.
And plus, he's not in the room, so. Defend yourself!
You and Suits got a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah, I mean, Denny's stealing wallets, Suits ratting us out.
Damn, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Who on the show is most likely to stalk a listener?
Virginia.
Yes.
Someone gets mad, she gets into a little argument with her. You've kind of done that anyway, cyber style. You people that you've gotten into fights with who've done you wrong. You've had other people figure out where they live, where they work.
That's true, I have. Yeah, there's a particular person in Vero that I had. I mean, Heather, our old producer, she deep dove and figured out everything about this cat. His home address,
So you've
work
actually kind of already done
address.
this.
Yeah, she's the star.
Okay, yeah. So, all right.
I just never went up there, but I always knew I had that in my back pocket. If he wanted to clap some more, I could walk right in his place of business.
So we don't have to speculate this question. We actually have a definitive answer.
Yeah, I'm kind of 2 steps away.
Yeah.
We
from
handle
doing it.
We handle fights on the internet very well, Kevin. we do a great job with it.
We are so composed.
Who on the KVJ show is most likely to make the best prostitute?
I mean, y'all.
Bird.
If you don't say me, I'll be hurt.
You get your money's worth.
You're gonna get your money. I'm gonna go full gorilla.
Yeah.
She gives.
And I also give deals.
Yeah.
If I see you're down and
Everything's
out,
a discount.
get a 2 for 1.
She'll do it for a chicken sandwich.
Depending on the meal, this girl works for food.
And finally, who on the KVJ show is most likely to be the most successful after the KVJ show?
Denny's.
I think so, too. I think Denny's is going to be some kind of weed farm. And he'll wind up being a billionaire.
If he gets funding, meaning like if somebody comes along and says, hey, Denny's, here's a chunk of money, do something with it, it will be successful. It doesn't matter what it is.
Here's why Denny's would, I think, be the best. He's a Renaissance man. He knows a little bit about so many different things, and he's able to pick things up very quickly. He adapts to his environment, always has the right temperament for the trade.
I think so.
He's like a dad. You know how dads can fix everything, do everything, know everything?
Yeah, we also have to really, really, inflate his ego because we just said he would steal the wallet off of a dead man.
Yeah. We meant it.
Kevin says we meant it.
Well, we've painted quite the picture.
Coming up here in a second, we got another KVJ draft kicking off 2021 with the topic of romantic comedies. We get our draft order, and then you pick out a team of 3. Your goal is to put together the best team of romantic comedies.
Okay, I know a few that I'm gunning for. I hope Cult Girl doesn't fight me for them.
Oh, yeah, he loves a good rom-com.
He
doesn't
does.
he?
He does.
All right, we got the KVJ draft on romantic comedies next. Time for our first KVJ draft of the new year. This one is going to be on romantic comedies. We get a draft order, and then you get to pick out 3 different movies to try to put together the strongest team you can of rom-coms. Denny's got the playing cards. Let's pick our card to get our draft order, which we found out is really important. There's a lot of really great romantic comedies, though, so maybe this one isn't as important.
I'm a rom-com head. I love them.
Yeah, this is going to be one you want to win. I got a queen, so I start strong. Virginia.
I didn't do so good. I got a 4.
Ooh, okay. Bird, what card did you draw?
Ooh, I got an 8.
Okay. All right, we got Denny's. What you got?
I got a 6.
Oh.
Okay. And Suits, what did he get?
He got a 5.
Got a 5. Okay, so it goes me, then Bird, then we're going to go with Denny's, Suits, and Virginia's last.
Damn.
Okay. All right, so let's start the draft. With my first pick, I'm going to go with Bridesmaids. Number 1, romantic comedy. Okay. Next up, we've got Jaybird.
Team Jaybird, we select Sleepless in Seattle.
Ooh, okay. That's a classic right there.
Great movie.
Thanks, Denny's.
Tell he loves your list.
That was on my list, too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Denny's, since he took your movie, what are you going to go with here?
I was going to go with one of my favorites, The Wedding Singer with Adam Sandler.
Dang it. That's a great one.
Oh, it's such a good one.
Okay.
They were cones.
All right, we got Suits here. He's running Kvj Tv in the other studio, so he has to be on the phone. Suits, with your first pick, what is going to be your first?
I'm going to take When Harry Met Sally.
Okay. Have you ever seen that movie, Suits?
Of course not. I Googled it.
I knew he didn't see that.
I was going to say, I can't really
So,
see
No.
Just know, his list is going to be a heartless list.
It's a heartless list, y'all.
He hasn't seen any of these movies.
Yeah, okay.
Harry Met
It's like,
Sally.
I just don't see Suits sitting down watching that movie.
He loves Billy Crystal.
Okay. Virginia, what is going to be your first 2 picks?
Okay, for my first pick, I'm taking Pretty Woman.
Solid.
I love it.
Yep.
So I can watch it again and again. For my second pick, I'm taking My Best Friend's Wedding
Okay.
Julia Roberts.
and Cameron Diaz.
Okay.
It's such a good movie.
Okay. Virginia's got her first 2 in the draft. That means we go back up to Suits. You get the next pick. Suits, what do you want?
I'll take one I've actually seen. I'll go with 51st Dates.
Damn it.
That's a great one.
That is a good one.
Classic.
Dang. Okay, Denny's, you got the next pick.
I was going to go with another one of my favorites. I'm going to go with 10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay.
Got Heath Ledger, the late and great.
Yeah, that's a great pick. We got Bird next.
Only talking about Moonstruck.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay.
What year did that come out?
That came out in
88.
I think we're younger than that, dog. Moonstruck is like mid-80s. Yeah, 87.
Okay.
People know that movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
Old people.
I just lost the tournament. Damn it.
Okay, with my next pick, I am going to go with Sweet Home Alabama. Big fan of that one.
It's a great movie.
And do I want to win or do I want to go with my heart?
Go with your heart.
You have one?
You got a lot of nerve. You have a lot of nerve.
Right.
Damn.
Right.
Tough room.
Yeah, I'm going to throw it. I'm going to lose because of this pick. But you know what? I just got to do it. Boomerang.
Oh, Boomerang's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
It's going to lose it for me.
I
But
think it does
I think
lose.
it will, but it's such a good movie.
It's a fantastic
So
movie.
good.
yeah, I got to stand up with it. I'm going to lose, but oh well. All right, Bird, your final pick.
I'm going to do the same thing you did. I'm going to lose. But I love this movie. Only talking about Splash,
Nice. You got 2 Hanks films in here.
Tom Hanks, Daryl Hannah. Ever hear of them?
Your list is straight up 80s.
Anyone go with a newer movie like Roman Holiday? Okay, Denny's, what is your final pick here in the rom-com draft?
Final one, going with an older one. Better Off Dead.
Oh,
Cusack.
it's a great movie.
Love that movie.
Gosh.
$2.
Dang, that is a great one.
That's an old movie, too.
It is, but that one still
Yeah.
holds up.
It is good.
It does hold up.
Suits, your final pick?
I am going to go with Love Actually.
There's no way you see that.
And no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'd be
Love
like, I'll pay you $500 if you can tell me what happened in the movie and
Sing the song
your
that the guy
favorite
sings.
part.
Kevin,
Love Actually?
as an assignment, you should make him watch that
He
tonight.
needs to watch his entire list.
Yes.
If he loses, Suits needs to have a rom-com movie marathon and come in and give reviews to all of his movies he hasn't
I
watched.
think he needs to.
Yeah.
All right,
you're right.
nobody vote for Suits.
Yeah, that's got to be his assignment then for tomorrow. Okay, and then we got Virginia with the absolute last pick.
I think I'm gonna go. Gosh, I've got quite a few. Bridget Jones's Diary. I love
Okay.
her. I love that movie.
Just turned 20 years old. We mentioned that earlier, I believe. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But yeah, ooh.
And it's still a new movie compared to what I got on my list.
People always yell about the movies that we do not take. So I'll give you some of the ones that I had on my list that if I had a longer draft, I would have gone with. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yep, I got
classic,
that.
good one.
Groundhog Day.
Is that
that a
cuspy?
rom?
That's cuspy.
I looked at
That's
all the
a
lists. It qualifies as a romantic comedy because he does. It's all about him courting this girl, and then at the end they wind up together.
Andy
There's
McDowell.
comedy through the whole thing.
I guess you're
fits
right.
the textbook of what a
Yeah.
romantic comedy is.
So if part of the movie or a big part of the storyline there's a romantic thing going on, it should be a rom-com?
Yeah, because you really think about the movie, the whole movie is, in a sense, about him trying to become the best man he can for her. So he changes throughout the course of that to become that guy, and then they wind up at the end. That's the whole vehicle of the movie.
We get it. We don't like it, but we get it.
I almost did something about Mary, but it fell into that same category.
I
for
agree.
Me.
That would have counted. I had that on the list.
Well, that whole thing's about him.
yeah.
Him change,
Yeah.
adopting to the new lifestyle.
But
That
would
would've
you
worked.
would you not accept a Karate Kid where the whole movie's about them feuding because of a girl? It's all about the girl.
Now you're pushing.
But the only
it.
thing is, I don't get the comedy part of it.
You're
I
right.
didn't laugh a lot. at that movie.
Miyagi had some good one-liners. But you're right. You're right. There wasn't.
Yeah, I don't.
You're right. All right.
It doesn't fit the comedy part. 16 Candles.
Great
Say
movie.
Anything would have worked. That's another John
Yeah.
Cusack classic.
Jerry Maguire.
That would have
I mean,
worked.
technically.
Clueless. The Proposal. You've Got Mail. While You Were Sleeping. Legally Blonde. Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, While You Were Sleeping is great. Crazy Rich Asians is awesome.
Do you like You Got Mail? Don't cry, shop girl.
It's okay.
Oh, get out of here. Go find your heart.
Shop girl.
While You're Sleeping, it's kind of creepy, though.
It is creepy, but it's awesome.
The movies, again,
doesn't know her.
to run down our teams that we have here. I chose Bridesmaids, Sweet Home Alabama, and Boomerang. That is my team. Jaybird's got Sleepless in Seattle, Moonstruck, and Splash.
Yeah, it's a winner.
Denny's has got Wedding Singer, 10 Things I Hate About You, and Better Off Dead. Suits has got When Harry Met Sally, 50 First Dates, and Love Actually.
And he hasn't seen any of them, actually.
Yes. And Virginia's got Pretty Woman, My Best Friend's Wedding, and Bridget Jones's Diary.
I think the witch is gonna win this one.
I
Maybe.
love
You
my
never
list.
know.
I just love my list. Oh,
That's
Solid.
good.
That's good. That's good. Usually when I hate my list, I win. It's a weird thing.
I kind of know where my list is gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right in the toilet.
Right in the toilet.
80s babies will love it.
Well, here's what you do. You go vote for who you think drafted the best team. Go to the KVJ Show Facebook page. So jump on Facebook, cast your vote for that, and then before we wrap up the show here, right about 9:42 hours from now is what you got to vote. The romantic comedies that we didn't talk about at all that people are yelling at us the most for, somebody said, what about Coming to America? That's a great call. I would have put that on my list.
Yeah,
That is a
I just think
solid
of that
call.
more as a comedy
Pure
than a
comedy.
romance. Pure comedy.
But why is it not? It's the same criteria.
You're
the whole
right.
thing's about him finding love, and it's
Yeah.
about a woman he's trying to court.
Yeah.
I know, but I
whiffed on that one. I would have taken that one.
It's so funny.
That's the best.
Yeah, but it just because there's maybe an imbalance of comedy
Funny
love.
to love.
Yeah. Because, they're not always 50-50 on love and comedy.
There's more rom-coms out there than you think, then. I think everyone thinks it's all Sleepless in Seattle, and it's not.
No. Wedding Crashers? Does that count?
I mean, technically, if we're going by the criteria, yes.
Because he finds love at the end.
That's one of my favorite movies. Moonstruck Bird, that's what I picked.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Someone's having list regret.
Big time.
Can't Buy Me Love.
Oh, jeez.
Shallow Hal, somebody said.
I do love Shallow Hal. That's a great movie.
I guess you could consider that a rom-com.
That's all you need to know right there. Virginia loves it.
Virginia loves
I
it.
love that movie.
Ain't that good, Kevin?
Oh, it's
I
so
felt the
good.
same way.
Oscar worthy.
Serendipity.
I had that on my list.
Notting Hill, somebody said. Hitch, best rom-com. American Pie is one. And people are trying to argue that Pretty Woman is not a romantic comedy because there's no comedy.
There's no comedy, really.
There's some comedy.
You're me defending Karate Kid. It's the same thing. Same kind of thing.
Where's the comedy?
Jason Alexander.
Mr. Miyagi
He was a jerk. You hated him.
I know,
he was
but he had
funny
some
on
funny
Seinfeld.
lines.
No.
On Seinfeld.
Mr. Miyagi was way funnier in Karate Kid than he was. He was such a jerk in Pretty Woman.
It's true. I don't know if that's necessarily that's a romantic
It's
movie.
jerky comedy.
I don't know. I laughed.
Well, that jerky comedy.
He was mean. It's so funny. This guy's such an a-hole. I love it. Hysterical.
I'm going to use that.
Yeah. Okay, real comedy steps into the room here. Daddy's has got his joke jury. We're the ones to let him know what's hitting, what is missing. All right, here we go. You feeling ready for this? Did you stretch, Denny's?
Oh, I got to stretch.
Okay, ready to go. All right, let's hit it up with joke one.
All right, joke one. What website does the mafia use to watch internet videos?
I don't know. Which website?
YouTube.
Used.
Okay, going. Hitting strong and early.
Second joke for you guys. What would you call it if 007 did the bend and snap?
Oh.
I don't know. What would you call that?
Legally Bond.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like it.
Kevin, yeah.
Third joke. What famous wrestler loves Chinese food?
I don't know which famous wrestler does love Chinese food.
Dwayne The Walk Johnson.
I could just see his whole persona now.
Oh, yeah.
You got to put that one in the book.
He would do something
yeah.
with chopsticks in his finishing move along with a walk.
Poke your eyes.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Let's see. Fourth joke for you guys. Why did the chiropractor become a composer?
I don't know. Why did the chiropractor become a composer?
Because he had Bach problems.
Oh.
That's good. That's smart comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin.
Yes,
I mean,
All the chiropractors.
It's classical
He
comedy.
is hitting us hard.
Classical comedy.
Bach fries, very good.
Oh, yes. And final one. What do you call a baker who sleeps with both cherry and peach cobblers?
Okay.
I don't know. What do you call that, Baker?
A pisexual.
Denny's.
First
I
one.
mean,
First one
and 2 weeks off.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Setting the tone for 2021.
Oh,
yeah.
Finally, something good.
Oh, and they got in the chat room. They're coming up. Can you smell what the wok is cooking?
Oh,
Yeah, it's amazing. Mixed in perfectly.
That's amazing.
so good.
Full circle.
It's actually a great idea. Somebody needs to steal.
Call him.
Mm-hmm. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, you've got to hear this story. It is pretty insane. We had the story. Was it Tanya Roberts? Is that the former Bond girl that was dead, then alive, then dead again?
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about the roller coaster that her long-term boyfriend went through with that.
How scary is that? They called the guy as he was doing an interview about her death to tell him she wasn't dead.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy, but people have been through those kind of real life scenarios, including Virginia's stepmom with a roller coaster diagnosis. This is a pretty crazy story she's going to tell you about coming up next. I guess a lot of people have probably been through this, but I could not imagine the emotions of getting a diagnosis that is very dire and what that must be like and how that would sit on you. Virginia, your stepmom, recently got this kind of dire diagnosis.
Yeah, so on New Year's Eve, they had to rush her to the hospital because she was having like neurological issues. Like she wasn't making any sense. She was talking, and people were like, what the hell is she talking about?
Yeah.
So my dad rushed her to Nashville, and they started doing tests, and they're like, oh my gosh, she has lesions on her brain.
Ooh.
We think it's cancer. So what they thought happened was that she had stage 4 cancer somewhere else in her body, and it metastasized into her brain. And so for like 3 days, they're doing all these tests. They did a biopsy on her lungs because they saw a spot there, and that came back with no cancer in it. So they're like, what the hell? What's going on? They think it might be a fungus that is on her lungs and in her brain. And my sister's like, it could be a fungal meningitis, but that's really bad too. They still don't know what is going on with her. So this morning, they're going to go into her brain and do a biopsy on the spots on her brain and see if it's fungal or cancer or what. Like, what the hell is going on? She's been dealing with this since New Year's Eve.
So when did she get the fungal diagnosis?
She hasn't got it yet. They can't figure out what it is. They did a biopsy to check on her lung spot.
Yeah.
They told everybody it's stage 4 cancer. Get your life in order. Prepare to die.
How long did she live with that?
She lived with that for 3 days.
3 days. So for 3 days, she is living with the thought that 2021 will likely be my last year.
Yes. Like, you won't probably see May, is what they were saying. Because if it was stage 4, metastasized into the brain, which means it's spreading and growing throughout you, like, she was preparing for the worst. And obviously...
Is it possible that it still is stage 4 cancer, or are they ruled that out?
It's possible. Because now they did the spot in her lungs, and they don't know what it is. They just know it's not cancer. Now they have to go into the brain and do a biopsy and see what that spot is.
Is it possible that it could be something that's not as serious as they think?
Totally.
Like it's a benign, but it's giving weird,
Anything is possible at this point. But it's just so weird that, they still don't know, and it's so scary. And 3 days ago, she thought it was going to be definite, dead, stage 4 lung cancer, metastasized in the brain, and now it's not. But it could be something else just as bad.
I can't imagine how agonizing that wait would be.
Oh, my gosh.
When somebody's waiting on some kind of medical diagnosis that is that serious. What are those hours like? Every hour must feel like weeks.
And my dad's up there with her, a little bit, but they kick him out because of COVID. He can't stay the night at the hospital, so he has to go and leave.
It's just her and her thoughts.
It's her and her thoughts by herself all night long,
That's
thinking
tough.
about what you have been told is your impending death.
Hopefully it's, something benign. I know.
I'm praying it's something like they just, oh my gosh, here, we figured it out. Take these meds. We'll flush it out. You'll be good.
And that's what I mean by, something where it's not life-threatening.
But it's scary, man.
I've heard of those things where somebody will get a diagnosis like that, like you have terminal stomach cancer, and then a week later, like, oh, you know what, it's heartburn.
Yeah, I mean, I've told this story before, and it's not as, grave as what you're talking about, but I knew somebody that was on a Friday, got a hepatitis C diagnosis. And this is before there was a cure. This is back in the 90s.
They were Hep C positive.
Hep C positive, and then the entire weekend just thought that was their new life. And then on Monday, the person read the chart wrong.
Oh my gosh.
They were negative. So
They
for
read the
2
chart
days,
wrong.
they were just distraught.
Oh my God.
It happened to me not that long ago. I got a false report on my liver.
Dang.
I know. It does happen. So try to stay positive.
We are. And, my sister's freaking out because, it's just awful to think about losing a parent so young. We don't know how old my stepmom is because she won't tell anybody.
Really?
But we think she's in her early 60s. Her own daughter doesn't know how old she is because she's like, a Southern lady never tells her age.
Really? And even doing math, she has no clue, huh?
We don't know.
Wow.
We have a window of what we
Yeah.
think it is, but we know she's too young to be going through all this. She's in her early 60s, we think.
Is that a Southern thing? A Southern woman never says her age.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Southern women have their own list of laws and rules that they follow that other people might not understand.
Don't mess with it.
Do not mess with it. Well, let us know when you find something out.
I will. It's just every day. It's new updates. But today is the brain biopsy.
This will let you know a lot then, right? And will she get immediate answers, or is it, yes, go to a lab and you have to wait 6 weeks?
No, I think you get pretty immediate answers. They did it for the lung biopsy, at least. They knew immediately it wasn't cancer.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I'm just struggling to figure it out.
Yeah. Well,
Do you want me to get you a little meal?
No, I'm good. But we have been sending meals to all of her nurses and doctors that are taking care of her.
Yeah.
And that is the trick. If you know somebody in the hospital and you are freaking out about getting them the best care, send lunch to the doctors and nurses.
Well,
they love it.
I would look up brain food and things that you can eat that make you smarter and more alert.
Right. Send only power foods to the doctors and nurses.
All that stuff. If the people are working on me, I'm going to give you the best food you could possibly need. Okay, I know we all got our own little struggles going on. When people do, they put it on the FML website. It stands for F My Life. Some of these things are kind of humorous, though. And honestly, it's just a lot of times how you look on things. Everybody going to have problems, Virginia. That's not always going to bring joy, because if you're waiting for you to have a hassle-free life and there are no problems for you to be happy, that's just not going to happen.
Amen.
So even in the midst of your problems, you got to try to figure out how to be happy and enjoy and be grateful for what it is you do have that is actually going right.
And laugh at the ridiculousness, too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes life hands you a bunch of stuff at once, and you're like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Look at Jay Bird. Really?
The guy needs
God?
He needs a 2021 redo.
Will you please lay off this man?
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to try to find a way to laugh through life. That's what the website is all about. One person who posted up, today I thought something was wrong with my car battery because my dashboard lights were really low. I paid $77 just to find out that the dimmer switch was turned down.
Oh, I've done crap like that before, where you pay all this money and you're like, dude, you just got to put the on button.
If they charged you $77 for that, that is so not cool. They should have just been like, you know what, bruh, here, dimmer switch. Just toggle it.
That stuff will always happen to me, though, because, you know, you get to a point where I can't figure stuff out, and the next step is bring out a service tech. A lot of times they have standard fees just to bring a service person out. It's $75 or $150 minimum, something like that.
But if you brought your car to the establishment where they fix it, and they charged you $77 to turn the dimmer, I would never go back there for anything.
She's right.
That is a jerk move on their part, and they'll never get my business.
Okay. Virginia, so don't try to take her.
She's going to try to cancel whoever.
Oh, I would. I'd be like, okay, let me tell y'all what they did.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else posted up on the FMO website. Today, I realized I had mistakenly replaced my usual wet wipes with Clorox wipes. My usual post-dump ritual ended this time with a loud scream and a burning beehole.
I could see where you could do that.
I can't believe that doesn't happen more often. They look so similar.
They do.
Yeah. I almost did it one time. Yeah, my wife, I think she was trying to trick me, had actually done that.
That's diabolical / funny.
What would happen if you did do that? Let's say you really were out of it and you wiped it and it had that and you really went, big.
You have to immediately get in the shower and rinse that bleach off your bung.
But you can't die from that, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's not enough to kill you, but it's enough to hurt bad.
It's enough to get you moving.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to leap into the shower.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else on the FML site said, today I went on a Tinder date. He seemed pretty normal, very handsome, and a complete gentleman.
Okay.
Then it turned out he's a white supremacist.
Oh.
Oh, that's...
Now, where do you discover that? During appetizers? Do you wait till the regular meal?
Well, first of all, you see, oh, he's handsome. Oh, he opened the door for me. This is great. And then you sit down, and he probably, I don't know what he does. Maybe he wipes his mouth with his hood. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
I think I would have noticed the hood before I sat down.
Yeah,
you would hope.
I hope.
Yeah.
Am I drunk, though?
Well, could be. Somebody else said, today I went to an aerobics class. When the instructor walked in, she came up to me standing in the front of the class and told me, yes, this is for women only. I never felt so pervy.
You didn't know.
Oh, that's not
know.
cool.
I know, but...
That's so wrong of her to shame you like that.
I probably would have felt the same way because, I'm going to be up here.
Oh, yeah, because you have to walk out in front of all those women, and they totally think you're there just to...
So not cool.
See their downward dog.
You don't say that loud. Ugh.
Somebody else put, today I have learned that I married into a family that talks to movie characters as they're doing stuff in the movie. I couldn't hear any of the dialogue.
It's rough.
My wife is always asking me questions.
During the movie?
During the movie.
I do that too.
We start the movie together. We're watching the movie together, and she asks me something that there's no way I would know the answer to it.
Is it about the movie?
It's about the movie, and she's like, where's the dad? I'm like, you've been watching what I've been watching. How would you think that I would know where the dad is when they haven't shown where the dad is? If you would stop with the questions, I'm sure they'll get to that, but there's no way of me knowing this. So I'm always stopping it, and then she'd be like going, why do you keep stopping the movie? Because you keep asking me questions, and then we keep talking, then I missed the part about the question you just asked.
Is that guy gonna get killed? I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know if he dies.
It's so maddening.
Well, we look to you because you look like you're smart and you know stuff.
But he's never seen it.
I've never seen it.
I watch movies all the time and I'm confused and I can't remember what happens and what just happened. I do that same thing.
That's why I have to watch movies alone sometimes. I gotta rewind. I gotta pause.
I'd say on average, I pause a movie 10 times with my wife and just like, yes.
It is annoying when you're asked a question that you have no idea the answer to.
How would I know this? Oh, this is tough. Somebody posted up on the FML site. I'm so lonely that I actually talked to the scam number that called me today. And even after 2 minutes, they hung up.
Oh, damn.
My gosh. Oh.
That is rough. They don't hang up on anybody.
They really don't.
Oh, man. Oh, that's tough stuff. Somebody else said, today my dad was so dizzy he couldn't get out of bed. I called his doctor, but sadly I confused the word vertigo with the word libido. The doctor then was very impressed with how intense my father's libido is, but offered me no helpful suggestions. Congratulations. Yeah.
You're awful involved in your dad's activities.
Yeah. Thank you for that update. So there you go. All right. Well, if your life is down the dumps, other people are going through it as well. Just always remember that. Yeah. I saw this thing on a couple of holidays. They always come up with these weird little things like today is Pie Day or whatever it might be.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today is Pass Gas Day.
Oh, not as yummy.
Can I have Pie Day instead?
Yeah, why?
Well, Pie Day was yesterday. Today's Pass Gas Day.
Are we having Pass Gas Day? Yeah, I don't know. But talking about people going through tough things in life, Jaybird is a new homeowner. And so he's finding out things in life that you have to do. Like sometimes when you move into a house that has natural gas, it takes about 5 days for you to get natural gas turned on before you can take a hot shower.
They still haven't even called me. When we sent all of the paperwork, they're ghosting me like a date.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you taken a hot shower?
I've taken. I have to go to Denny's, and I was going to shave today, but I borrowed a bowl from Denny's so I could put water in the bowl and microwave it and shave with the warm water. I didn't have the heart to do that. It depressed me so bad. I just said, you know what? I'm going Ben Kenobi today.
Yeah. So Jaber's trying to get all these kind of things going on that you got to do now as a homeowner. Like, you know, when you have tall grass in the front, you got to have somebody mow it or mow it yourself or get a lawnmower.
I'm very sore from a little thing we did yesterday.
Pushing a car for a mile.
Ah, you whiny baby.
Yeah.
I can't bend.
So Jaber's finding out about how difficult it can be to own your own home. You're responsible for a lot of things. When you live in an apartment, they take care of a lot of the stuff. Now that you got your own home, you're responsible for it. Step one was not only getting in there, getting the place painted. I know that was a little bit of an obstacle. Then you're dealing with this natural gas and getting it turned on.
Don't forget getting popcorn off the ceiling.
Oh, that's right, yeah. All part of the painting part. So there's a lot that goes on here. And then also, too, taking care of your lawn. Now, some places have an HOA. My place is weird because the front lawn the HOA does, the back part of the house, you're responsible for. So everybody's got something different.
Thank God. I got this. They take care of mine for me, too, the HOA, because I would not be good with a lawnmower.
Yeah, I got to take care of it myself. I mean, I used to cut the lawn for my family, so it's not like I can't cut the lawn, but I wanted someone else to do because they're just better at it. I'm not good at it. I can do it, but I'm not good.
And you don't have a lawnmower.
And I don't have a lawnmower. Oh, yeah, that was the other part.
Unless your ass is out there with scissors.
Yeah. I don't have a lawnmower. I should have led with that.
Problematic.
It is tough to mow your lawn without a lawnmower.
So you're trying to get all this stuff together for the new house with the painting, getting the gas turned on, and whoa, look at the grass. It's pretty high. So you're supposed to get your grass cut yesterday, but the lawn guy called up and canceled on you because he had something going on.
He actually texted me, and this is what the text was. He says, "I'm sorry I can't come today. Let's just reschedule for next week. What is currently happening in our country makes me distraught. I don't have the heart to work. Let's change our appointment to next Wednesday. Sorry." That was at he was supposed to be there at 3. He sends me that after 5 p.m.
After 5.
He doesn't come at 3. By the way, recommended from somebody. I never met this cat before, but you're gonna love this guy.
Well, guess what? It's over.
Oh,
this guy's done, right?
I said that to Kevin. I'm trying not to be an insensitive jerk. I go, is this a valid excuse not to come and mow the lawn?
No.
Yeah. He's like, a week from now?
No, unless he's got senator in front of his name.
It's like, what? This might be we don't call him back. Maybe.
I don't think you should reward that kind of behavior.
You don't tell me till 5 p. And then next Wednesday, I thought that was a little odd.
You should find a kid in your neighborhood that has to mow his yard and give him $50.
Yeah.
That might be easier.
I'll just start knocking on people's door. Hey, you have a kid here?
Hey, you guys have any kids?
Or if you see like a 12-year-old, just roll down your window and be like, "Hey, kid, you want to make $50 the hard way?
You want to talk?
You want to mow my lawn?"
You know what I mean?
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
That might not be the way to go.
Well, I'm trying to do a little memorial garden in there, and that's why I want to keep it. I'm trying to mark off the little area. Now we have to add Chewy to the memorial garden. It's going to be Ann and my mom, and now Chewy.
That's
but
nice,
I think I got to get someone professional. I was YouTubing how to make your own garden.
Look, if you get someone to build it, you can maintain it.
Yeah.
But the build out, I think, should be done by a professional.
You don't think I can do it? I can't even get the gas turned
I've seen
on.
your work.
I see a lot of that on the next door, that people are always looking for maintenance people, lawn people, things like that. And there's got to be a website, right, where there's a rating.
Ugh.
You can have a 4-star person for your neighborhood.
I have had epic fights with people about lawn stuff. I hired a lawn guy to come put trees in my front lawn a few years ago, and this guy was just taking his sweet time. I think he took from December he was supposed to do it. He finally showed up in April.
So you asked him for, I need some plants, I want some bushes.
We had talked about the specific trees I wanted, because I wanted 2 palms here. I wanted 2 palms there. I wanted a little bush here. Like, I had a whole front of the house plan, because there was old lady bushes there before. And they were just old and nasty, and they had that fungus on them.
But honestly, when you have good greenery in your backyard, it helps with meditation. It helps with the overall vibe of your mood, in my opinion.
Good landscaping will change your world.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
It's a big deal. You hire somebody good.
I look at it as a spiritual thing when it comes to plants and all that stuff. And I'm not even talking about weed.
I agree with you. And now you have a backyard, you could grow weed.
No, now you sound like some of my family members.
I don't know how it works that way.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys know I can't. It's illegal for me to grow my own weed in Florida. I can't just do that. I'm also on the radio. They might find out this stuff. They might bring me down. Maybe bring the show down.
I mean, if you have a card.
I don't think you can still grow your own weed.
Oh,
You can't grow your own weed, right?
I don't know how it works.
I don't think you can grow. Yeah, you cannot. This isn't Oregon, where you can buy cocaine legally.
Don't you think everybody that would be growing their own weed if you could just grow your own weed?
Something tells me and the snack pack would have heard of this law.
The snack pack could be on it.
The world as Virginia understands it.
Yes.
Got a backyard. You can grow your own weed now. Congratulations.
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Okay, I got a couple makeup or breakup emails here. People want to know, do I stay in this relationship or is it time to get out? I don't want to punt too early. This email is a makeup or breakup about my girlfriend singing. It's ruining us. Okay.
Aww.
They wrote in their email, it says, I've been with my girlfriend for almost 2 years, and I would say that things are good, but there is something she does that drives me absolutely crazy. She thinks that she's Adele and has this great singing voice, and I just don't really have the heart to tell her that she does it. And I'm glad that singing makes her happy, but she does it all the time. Anytime we're in the car, she sings to almost every song. She'll even erupt into song when we're out together in public, and it's very embarrassing.
Did Panda write this?
Oh. I only thank God that the pandemic shut down all the karaoke bars. Look, I don't want to crush her soul, but her singing is something that is making me be not as attracted to her.
Damn.
What do I do? Is this actually a sign that maybe I'm just tired of the relationship?
Probably. I mean, when the things that you used to find cute about your partner now irk you and annoy you, and she does it all the time, like, you may be falling out of love with her for a multitude of reasons, but the singing just annoys you.
Well, did he ever like her singing? Was it ever cute to him, or is that just something that's always annoyed? I know somebody that anytime you are, I'm not going to say any names, but anytime you're in the car with them or there's a song on, they sing every single word of the song to the point where you can't even enjoy the song. You're hearing their voice, not the artist.
I think that sounds like that's what's happening. And I don't know. It'd be interesting. I wish we could have this person on. That's why if you include your phone numbers, we could call you easily, because I do have more questions. Did she just get more comfortable in the relationship and started singing more and more as she got comfortable in the relationship, and now that's been grating on him?
It happens.
Or is it what he's talking about? Because this is very true too. When you just, sometimes relationships just don't work. And then you notice towards the tail end of the relationship, it usually ends because every little thing they do, the way they chew, the way they talk,
you're breathing weird,
catchphrases they say, this singing, it starts to just grind you. When you first started to get together, all these little weird things you loved and you thought it was so adorable. When a relationship's not going well, it really gets under your skin.
I wouldn't say have her stop singing completely, but is there a way to have her curtail it a little bit to where she's not always singing during the songs?
You can always break her radio.
There's always another radio, Virginia.
Yeah, she'll find a way.
I mean, I feel bad because I think I am this girl, but I think it's fun to sing. And even if you're not that great of a singer, like if you have a song in your heart and you're having a good time.
But you can be a singing bully. I've seen it. It happened. What happens?
Are you talking to me or just in general?
They take over the whole atmosphere because they're belting out, and you can't hear the other. There's a time to sing,
but we love to sing.
You better sing good then.
We can't. You can't control if you're a bad singer, but you still love song.
There's ways to reel in slightly.
I don't know.
Can't you just sit down your girl and talk to her about this?
He doesn't want to hurt her feelings, but he does want it to stop. And I don't know if you can do. I don't know how you would phrase it. If that's really what it is. I'm reading between a lot of lines here. So, unfortunately, I don't think he gave us enough for me to give you a full reading. But I don't know why. I'm getting a vibe that she's starting to aggravate you, and that the relationship, that it's winding down. I'm getting that more. And
that happens.
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes relationships wind down and they weren't meant to be forever.
Right.
You can't live forever with a girl that she does something that aggravates you all the time.
And I don't want people getting twisted thinking I don't like group singing. I love all that stuff. I think because the way the email is said, I'm picturing her singing like this, like so loud to the point where it's so obnoxious. Because to Vicious V's point, group singing is a lot of fun.
It is.
On a road trip, it's awesome.
Especially if you're drinking.
But one can take it too far, like a Virginia.
Well, a lot of times Panda's driving me around, and I've had a few pops, and I love to be the DJ.
He's already annoyed that you're hammered. He's annoyed now that you are a bully on the radio, and then he's annoyed that you're singing.
It's so fun.
Yeah, you hijack the person who hijacks the radio and doesn't let anyone else in. They're a jerk.
And then they start playing the worst music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they've had a couple pops in them. Yeah.
Everybody likes Pink, right?
Not everybody.
If you really feel invested in this relationship and want to stay in it, then maybe there's something you can say. Be like, hey, and maybe not that her singing's bad, but it's just that you sing so much that it's kind of embarrassing to me.
I mean, isn't there a way you could sit down somebody and tell them that they got to stop in a way they're not going to be devastated on something like this?
You lead with love. No, hey.
A lot of people don't like that. Leading with love usually leads to tears.
Okay. Tough one. All right, but get any thoughts on that? Let us know. This email for Makeup or Breakup says he has an underwear collection.
Men's or women's?
Now it'll lay it all out here. It says, I'm in my early 20s and I'm thrilled with my boyfriend. Okay.
So apparently a lot of other girls were too.
First of all, he's gorgeous. Plus, he's very funny, and all of my friends are so jelly. I was in his room before Christmas, and I was joking around that I was trying to find my present. Oh, what a fun game.
Oh, no.
In the course of that, I opened up one of his dresser drawers, and I noticed a pair of my underwear with a bunch of other women's underwear that wasn't mine. I asked him what it was, and he said that it is just the underwear that girls have left behind.
No, they're trophies.
He said, and you made the collection. Now, it was kind of funny at first, I guess, but now it's really kind of starting to bother me the more I think about it. I don't want him to have an underwear collection, but I don't feel like I can tell him to get rid of it. I don't want to be dramatic, and I love being with this guy. What do? You're in your early 20s. You have a boyfriend that has a trophy case full of women's underwear. That's basically, I think. Am I reading that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I figure maybe half of the guys out there keep trophies. Now, panties are a weird trophy because they're so intimate.
It's like anything, man. If you respect the person that you're with, don't celebrate your past victories. Get that out of sight, out of mind. Make the person feel secure that you want them there. Don't be saying...
arguably, it's in a drawer that she shouldn't have been going through because she's like, I'm going to find my present.
Yeah, but those panties need to be in a box in a closet under some sweaters. Like, he certainly didn't do a good job of hiding his sexual trophies.
When you say the comment, and you've made the collection, you're being sleazy about it. It's not what you want to hear.
I would have left right then.
It's not what you want to hear. Unless you're the kind of person that likes that kind of sleaze in your life. Hey, different strokes, different folks. Sounds like she doesn't like it, and I see what she's...
It's starting to bother her, and, you know, she's in her early 20s. In Virginia, I think that you probably will tolerate less as you get a little bit older.
Absolutely. When you're young, you put up with the stupidest, dumbest, broke, bad boy.
Because, as it said, he's totally hot, and all my friends are jelly.
There you go.
Well, let's talk about her language, though. Jelly, let's eliminate that from the vocab.
I think if you're over the age of 30, you're out in a heartbeat. If you're in your early 20s, you're like, okay, I'll just, I'm sure but he's so hot.
Imagine like a panda going, you made the collection. It's sleazy, dog.
Panda has stuff. I know he's got stuff, but he's got it in a bin with like one of those Tupperware giant bins with a lid.
Does it have to have a lock on it, or what makes it acceptable to have a trophy case?
It's tucked away. It's in the back of his closet. There's clothes all around it. It's got stuff.
You said something that I actually disagree with earlier. You said most men have a trophy, whatever. I don't think that's true. I think some may, but not most.
I said half.
I think that's too high of a number.
I might be right. You might be right.
Yeah, it's too high.
I'm just going off of, my husband, and he's definitely got, a box of mementos. I don't think there's any panties in there other than mine. I don't know for sure, though.
Do you know who else keeps trophies? Serial killers.
Ruh-roh.
You're always talking about serial killers.
I guess
you're obsessed.
I guess I have murder in my heart.
I guess so.
Okay, any thoughts on whether or not these should be makeups or breakups? You can text us and let us know. 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Also got some whacked out news coming up here, and somebody's in trouble. Apparently, they're trying to sell the COVID vaccine.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of issues getting this COVID vaccine out. We've already started seeing about how slow they're moving and whose fault it is and how we speed it up and who's going to get access to it. And now in West Palm Beach, we got somebody in a little bit of trouble because they're trying to sell the privilege of getting the vaccine when they're not the ones intended for it first.
Oh, boy.
They say several wealthy donors to Morse Life Health System, a high-end nursing home in West Palm Beach, were invited to receive the COVID-19 vaccine that was intended for the facility's residents.
Oh, my. That's gross.
Yeah, the invite came by phone and in writing to members of the board and major donors directly from...
They put it in writing?
Yes.
How stupid are you?
Coming directly from the chief executive of Morse Life Health System. Yeah.
Oh, the level of dumb.
Yeah, one top health professional in Palm Beach County admitted that the vaccinations of non-residents at Morse Life were not authorized. And now Congressman Omari Hardy, first he had to gripe about what was going on at Mar-a-Lago on New Year's Eve, and now he's got to deal with this. So he said it appeared that the facility was trying to sell access to the vaccine.
Yeah, because the top donors were offered the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, give it to the residents. They are the ones that need it. The elderly are our most at risk. Come on.
Yes, and just so you know, Florida's prioritizing long-term care residents and frontline healthcare workers in the first wave of vaccine distribution.
As they should.
Not the wealthy donors to these places.
Crazy stuff. Call them out.
Mm-hmm. A woman got arrested after she was practicing dentistry here in South Florida without a license in her Fort Myers home.
You can't do that?
No, this happens all the time. Now, the woman says she was a dentist in Russia.
Which doesn't sound shady.
So what's the problem? She was doing fillings, root canals, and crowns.
Damn, girl.
And she only took cash.
Damn.
That is crazy. Oh, yeah, you can't do that. Even if you were a dentist in
Well, how
Russia.
much did she charge?
That's why people are going to her. I'm sure it was probably half the price, and I got half a crown. A woman in Mississippi had a dream on Saturday night that her husband had cheated on her.
Oh, sometimes your dreams, that's your brain working it out, girl.
Yep.
Don't be psychotic.
Well, I can't help it.
I think she probably thought that. She's like, the reason why I'm dreaming this is because he really is cheating on me.
Right.
So when she woke up, she did the only normal thing and stabbed him several times.
Wait, he was right there? He wasn't out hitting
No,
it?
he was laying right next to her, but she had a dream that he was cheating, so he's still guilty.
And what happens if you find out he wasn't cheating? You look into his whole life, and the guy's innocent. Is that a deal breaker?
Yeah, he's got to break up
If
with
we
her.
had that in a makeup or breakup, that's a breakup.
I think I'm out.
That's a breakup.
You got to be out.
Yeah, he had surgery. Looks like he's going to be okay. She got arrested for aggravated domestic assault. So.
Damn.
Yeah.
What a night.
Oh, what a night. What a surprise. Could you imagine you're just sweet dreams and all of a sudden a knife is being plunged into you multiple times?
It's pretty
It's
heavy.
one of my biggest fears to be murdered while I'm sleeping. It's a horrible.
No wonder you can't sleep well.
Yeah.
You're right. It's on my mind.
All the time.
All the time. There's a woman on Spirit Airlines that got arrested after punching another passenger because the woman's children wouldn't stop kicking the back of her seat.
Damn.
The 29-year-old woman hit the other woman 2 to 3 times with her fist after their flight landed in Portland. The woman says that during the flight, the other woman ignored requests to tell their kids to stop kicking the back of her seat and that she had hit her on the shoulder after one such request. When the plane landed, the woman hit the mother, causing injuries to her head and lip, and the attacker got arrested for assault.
So wait, did the mother strike the girl first and the girl just hit her twice? Or did the one girl strike her 3 times?
I think it was the other girl who was getting her chair kicked is the one who was the only one doing the actual punching.
Because if the mother pushed her first, I think all bets are off. You push me, we're going to go.
Yeah. I don't think the mom had anything to do except for the fact that she did not successfully stop her kids from kicking the back of this chair.
It's a very uncomfortable, awful thing. I've had it happen to me, and I've had my kid do it to people, and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful.
It does suck when your chair is getting kicked, but
You don't have to punch somebody in the
you
face.
still can't punch a mom in the face.
Because it's a kid. If you're going to punch anybody, punch the kid.
That's interesting logic.
She's had a couple doozies today.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
There was another influencer that I thought was funny. She had recorded for her whatever page, the Gram or TikTok or whatever. She was on a plane and she was trying to sleep. And the guy in the seat in front of her
I saw this TikTok.
opened up his window.
Yes.
And the light came in and woke her up. And she's like, oh, no, you do not. I'm trying to sleep. You can't open up your plane window.
But it was his window.
It was his window. And so she went on to shame him on TikTok, and it really reversed on her. And somebody's like, that's not your window. Like, the guy paid for that seat. It's within his aisle. He can open his damn window if he wants to.
I love when these social media people bitch and moan about something, and then their own audience turns on them because they're being.
She thought everybody was like, yeah, what a jerk. He woke you up by opening up his window.
That's why people don't like internet, social media people, because of things like that. When they, oh, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
You opened up my window.
I'm glad she lost in that.
Me too.
There are cops in Arizona that are looking for a plane that was stolen from the local airport on New Year's Eve. Grand theft plane?
Damn, that's hard to hide.
The thieves broke into the airport just for midnight, so they were doing a countdown, I guess. I figured that's when everybody's most distracted. It's kind of brilliant. They took a box trailer containing an airplane and also made off with some airplane parts. So it sounds like they knew what they were doing, and they said right before midnight, everyone's distracted.
That's an inside job, Kevin.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They took a whole trailer where it was like concealed and the plane was on the inside?
Apparently so. I don't understand what that means.
Wow.
I'm not a pilot or know much about planes, but it sounds like, yeah, they, hey, that's a mobile plane, basically. That's how you get it out of there.
Dang.
Well, here's another theft. In France, what happens when thieves steal stuff? Well, they steal expensive wine, $431,000 worth. But the cops, were right behind them.
What year was this French wine?
It was actually really expensive. It was older wine, and as the thieves are trying to get away and the cops are behind them, they're chucking bottles of expensive wine at them to try to distract them.
Oh my gosh. That's sad for the wine.
So you're a wine head. Is that always the case? The older the wine always means it's better?
No.
Okay, so you can have some old ass wine.
Yeah, you can have old ass wine that turns and it's awful and undrinkable.
Okay, what's the oldest wine you ever drank?
That's a good question. I don't know if I know. Maybe like.
It's hard for Virginia to age wine. She always drinks it too fast.
Yeah, what's aging?
Well, so many bottles.
I'm
so
the only
many
thing
years.
aging. It's usually out of my price range. Like that fancy, like old Bordeaux. Some of that stuff is like $1,000 a bottle. Like it's insane.
I don't get it. I'll never get that. I feel like $100 wine versus $1,000 wine is going to taste pretty much the same.
Yeah, I don't know if you're that wrong. I mean, I'm
I think
sure
it's
a wine.
Palate,
it's
your
your palate
has to be tuned to
That's
it.
what it is. And if you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know, Bird.
I don't know a lot.
We had a porch pirate story yesterday, but the guy got caught. The family was filming, and he backed into a snowbank. Apparently, it's a big thing in Canada. Some more porch pirates got stuck in some snow, and the people they robbed didn't realize that they were the thieves, so they were helping them to put their car out of the snow, and as they started to free the car from the snow, they turned around and bear sprayed them in the face as a thank you.
Oh, my gosh.
Right. How terrible is that?
It's a bad story.
And I'm like, what's going on with all these porch pirate stories? I looked at this, and I guess it makes some sense. They say 59% of Americans now receive some sort of package at their home every week, and 43% of those people are saying that they've had a shipment taken by a porch pirate.
If you don't have that where your mailbox is locked up and all that, I mean, easily you can get your stuff stolen.
We've been porch pirated here at the radio station. We're actually in it right now.
We're victims of porch pirates?
Yeah, a listener sent us candles for Christmas, and nobody can find them. They're missing. Someone stole our candles. A little Smiles kid sent us candles, so I'm pissed.
Does Jay Bird and producer Denny's investigations have to take this case?
I think so, because I already brought it to Denny's. I brought the suits. Thieves are safe.
They just heard that. They were panicked at first, and they're like, oh. Phew.
Then they come by and hit us for some more boxes.
Damn it.
Yeah, they say it's a real problem. In fact, now 1 out of every 2 respondents in this survey said they've got one of those doorbell cameras to keep an eye on that.
I'm getting one. I'm getting one for the front and the back.
I love it.
At least we're going to capture my murder on video.
We have the Ring doorbell, and I think it's awesome.
Is that what I need, the Ring?
I can fully endorse the Ring.
Is that the one where if someone's trying, like if a guy walks up to the front of my house with an axe, I get a notice?
A chime on your phone. It says, there's motion at your front door.
Yeah, we're doing it.
I love it.
Well, if you're the CEO of a Ring doorbell camera place, wouldn't you actually hire porch pirates to go out and start stealing people's stuff? So the supply of demand?
I see what you're... Oh, that's diabolical.
It's diabolical, but man, you want to drum up some business?
I mean, it's a smart business plan. It really is.
That's how you drive the market.
I'm going to get caught.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, make sure that your porch pirates have bear spray.
People are getting caught because their neighbor has a Ring.
I'm telling you, if you're thinking about doing something up to no good, it's going to get caught on camera.
Be careful. Yeah, like houses you wouldn't expect have full-on security cameras that can see the whole neighborhood.
I don't know if you guys saw that one story. They had a Ring camera. It was some kind of delivery driver, and he's reading something. There's nobody there. It's just him by himself, but he's talking trash
about the family.
About the family, and I believe there was some racial stuff. It was
a Latin family, and he was talking trash.
There's nobody there. He's venting to himself.
Yeah.
He probably, was frustrated.
Yeah.
All caught on camera, and now
man.
Twitter's trying to cancel him.
Dang. Coming up here, we got some random questions for you, including what would be the pros and cons of living with each KVJ show member? We'll discuss next. What do you think would be the pros and cons of living with each KVJ show member? The good and the bad.
You got a minute?
Yeah, there's a lot of comments at people giving their
bet.
own thoughts.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, people have something to say, do they?
Yeah, what it might be.
Lippy.
Me, I'm neat, keep to myself. Pretty easy to get along with. Don't make a lot of crazy noise.
You'd be an easy roommate.
I think so.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think
and you would also keep the common spaces tidy.
Absolutely. Big fan of that.
That's the pro.
Yeah, that is the pro.
What's the con? Terrible snacks. if you come home thinking, oh, maybe Kevin went to the store and got some good snacks. Nope. Water and ice chips.
Yeah.
And some squeezed juice. That's it.
And that's if you're cheating.
That's it.
Yeah, I've got my squeezed juices. I'm like, I can't drink that one.
I can't have anything else.
I mean, roommate, you got to have a snack-compatible roommate, dog.
It's true. Virginia, pros and cons of living with her. I think you'd have great food. She loves cooking, and she loves sharing when she cooks.
Yeah, I do.
She'd probably fatten you up a little bit. That might actually be one of the cons. The pros and the cons, good food, but you probably pack on some pounds.
She knows how to throw a party. There would always be something fun to look forward to if you lived with Virginia. She'd organize some kind of a fun craw boil or some whatever it's called.
Yeah.
There's always a party on the horizon.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But that party might bring drunk teenagers on Halloween.
Now let's talk about the cons. Later on in that party, when she's drinking too much, we've entered the con world.
Trying to sleep later that night.
Oh, gosh. Sleep farting? It's rough, man.
I'm not sleeping with my roommate.
No, but you'll fall asleep on the couch. I'll be making some cereal, then I'm like, oh, come on.
It's rough. It's rough. Pros and cons of living with the bird. It'd be easy to get along with. That you'd have lots of entertainment. I think going on. If you synced up with Jay Bird on music and movies and all that, and food, and
you'd have fun.
Yeah.
If you seriously go back and ask any of my roommates and say, did Bird bring the heat when it came to snacks and food? It'll all line up. They'll all say the same thing.
They can be good, yeah. His place is relatively tidy, too, pretty much all the time. It's very neat.
If I have people, I'll never have someone come over if it looks messy. I got that from my mom. But if I'm alone,
Okay.
I could give a crap.
Yeah. Dude does like to walk around naked a good bit.
I do.
That could be a problem.
Lot of balls.
Yeah.
There's a lot there. Just prepare yourself.
That could be an issue.
It's going to be shocking.
I keep weird hours. That can be a problem. That's a con, in my opinion.
Yeah, just his sleep terrors, hearing him yelling in his bedroom when he wakes up.
Kind of how you'd be on the couch farting, I'd be on the couch having sleep terrors. And it does. You've seen it happen to me before.
I have. It's horrifying to watch.
That'd be tough.
It really is.
It reacts like he's being stabbed.
Well, in my dream, I am. Or I'm being eaten by a dragon.
So dramatic.
Denny's would be super peaceful, easy to get along with. If you liked weed, you'd have it made.
If you hate weed, you wouldn't.
Right.
If you hate weed,
that's true.
you couldn't live there.
But if you hate weed, why you live with Denny's anyway?
Exactly. Yeah, that'd be the tough part of it. Great at fixing things. You have computer issues and the such. He actually just seems to enjoy delving right into that.
I lived with him at 3 different places, and I'll give you the one con about Denny's.
Yeah.
He does not have food excitement. Hey, what do you want to do? You want to have a pizza party today? A grilled cheese party? Whatever, I don't care. Where's the excitement, Peace Train? He doesn't. He's like you in the sense of food. He doesn't get jacked up about meals.
Yeah.
He doesn't get that excitement.
Even when he has the munchies?
Even with the munchies. So he goes through these health periods where, I'll have a pear. I'm like, oh, come on, a pear. Whatever kind of veggie. I don't want to.
Pear's not a veggie.
Boy, you really know your health stuff. You know, apples, all these vegetables.
But that's the only thing you could get Denny's on, is that he doesn't get excited about stuffing his face.
Mm-hmm. Suits, he seems like he's a tidy dude, easy to get along with. He does watch NASCAR all the time, so you might have to deal with that. If you weren't a NASCAR fan, that'd probably get on you. But other than that, I think it'd be pretty easy.
Yeah, I think he'd be easy to live with, too.
I do, too.
Mm-hmm. Some of the texts coming in with Kevin, I would get skinny. Virginia, I would get drunk. Jaybird, I would get fat. Denny's, I would get high. And Suits, I would be well-dressed.
Great comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's well thought out. So there you go. Okay, what about this random question? What modification would you make to any American sport? Got a few. Keep them easy. College football, I do a 16-team playoff. The current system is kind of breaking the bowls, and let's have some fun. Let's do that. Also, baseball, I would shorten the season to make the games mean a little bit more. I think they go on too long, and the fact that they play and it's snowing in New York, I think is silly. So
there's a lot of baseball on, too. I mean, we could cut that thing in half.
What I would do for golf, when someone was putting, the new rule is you have to have your shoes lit on fire. So the whole time you're putting, your feet are on fire. And if you're putting and you're nailing it, now you're at a different level.
Dance, Tiger.
Would you watch golf at that point?
Definitely.
They go through a lot of shoes, though. I'd be 18 per.
Maybe if you're a swimmer, throw in some like electric eels or some piranhas in the swimming pool.
I like seeing him swimming against something. Yeah, let's up the stakes on that.
Sharks or something. You saw Michael Phelps swim in a pool full of sharks, electric eels.
Yeah,
that would be amazing to watch.
How about tackle soccer?
I don't hate it.
Tackle soccer.
And our tagline was, "We use our hands in this league."
Yeah. There's a lot of different things you could do there.
I love it.
Yeah. A couple thoughts. Okay, if you could add one more season to a show that ended or was canceled, what show would it be? Some of those are coming back, like you've got Dexter, and I don't know the guy's name. I know the guy's face. He plays a bad dude in a lot of TV. He's one of those recognizable faces, and I just saw he's going to be the new bad guy in Dexter, and he's one of the best bad guys that we have in TVs and movies right now. You'll recognize him from a lot of stuff. I'll have to pull that up. But they are bringing Dexter back, and I think the way that ended, it would be kind of interesting and satisfying maybe to get something else. Seinfeld, I don't like the way that ended. I feel like they could have a better wrap-up. I do remember so much about Seinfeld, and this is going way back, but they were talking about all the scenarios and how they'd wrap up the show, and they're all so satisfying, and then they did that final episode, and it was not satisfying. So
they had great characters. They had great fun, and then it went meh.
Yeah.
So I watched Seinfeld after the fact, and I saw interviews of them talking about the last episode.
Yeah.
And I actually liked it, but I think I'm clouded by hearing their take on how they filmed it and the nostalgia they were getting being with all of those characters. And it was cool to hear them talk about how they did it.
Yeah. I'd like to see it differently. I like a TV show like S-Bombs Creek that just wrapped up. Like I said, they did it so well. It was done, the final season was done for the fans. You just felt so warm inside watching it. That's how I like a show to wrap up. Seinfeld didn't do it that way.
For me, I feel like you still could tap out some good material with The Sopranos. Even after years after,
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
I think they're going to do that prequel.
The prequel.
The movie,
I'm not a
yeah.
huge fan of prequels. I hope they do it well. I usually like the going into the future kind of stuff.
I like that they have Gandolfini's real son playing him.
That's what they did. I believe, I'm 99% sure, in the Cobra Kai, the bad guy, John Kreese, the main bad guy,
Yeah.
they have his real son playing him as a young dude.
Oh, that's amazing.
Where they go back in time
Smart,
and they
yeah.
have his son doing it.
Smart.
That makes it more fun when you're watching it because it just feels more real
It's
and
believable.
authentic.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me see. Another one that I would do is probably Game of Thrones. I think that you could do another season or something more on that.
Not to spoil, but I thought a lot more people are going to die. There's still a lot of people alive. You could absolutely do another season.
Yeah, I'd add that. And final one, what is your favorite band that the majority of people have never heard of? Favorite band that majority of people have never heard of. Me, Keen is a band that I would throw out there.
Yeah, Keen's awesome.
You mentioned
Were
that.
they getting back together?
They got back
Yeah.
together. They broke up. The dude had some drug and alcohol issues, but they are back together.
A majority of people, if you said Keen, they'd be like, what?
They had a few. Like, they had one big hit here in the States and a mild one.
Yeah, so that'd be the one I'd throw out. Do you have one, Virginia?
I like Lyle Lovett and his large band. They're actually awesome.
Okay, all right.
Nobody knows, but they're really good. Lyle Lovett is an amazing lyricist.
Okay.
I'd go Band of Horses, the Avett Brothers, and the Weepies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Throwing out some pretty interesting ideas here. We're talking about if you could modify a sport, what would you do and how? Somebody said change the name from soccer to football and rename actual football. If it is really kind of confusing. If you like what Americans call soccer, it's known everywhere else around the world as football. And football really should have had a different name because it doesn't make a lot of sense because you really don't use your feet a lot. I mean, you kick a field goal and an extra point, but that's a small part of what the game is.
Yeah, only two dudes do that.
Yeah, and a lot of times people, it's the most anticlimactic part of the game. A lot of people are like, who cares about the kickers? I mean, I know a lot of times they can win or lose games, but for the most part, when it comes to a pecking order of who people love on the team, it's rare somebody's like, oh man, I really love that kicker.
You should call it tackle ball or tackle town. Something.
Tackle town.
Something different.
Seems to make more sense,
We
doesn't
haven't
it?
completely landed on Tackle Town.
Okay, well, just an idea. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, so there you go. I think that might be a good idea. So appreciate that. So a lot of people are throwing that out here. People are throwing out bands that nobody knows about, but everybody should. But I think a lot of people know about these bands. Somebody said 30 Seconds to Mars.
We know about that one. They're pretty popular.
Somebody said Lit. I think a lot of people know that. Fish. I think a lot of people know that one too. Rush. Yeah, I think a lot of people know
Rush.
that band.
Rush.
They're in the Hall of Fame.
Are they messing with us now?
They might be.
Aerosmith.
There's this group called the Beatles.
What? That's not say that you can have bad answers, but it's a bad answer.
It's terrible.
There actually are bad answers.
There really are bad answers.
And there are stupid questions.
There really are.
So if someone tells you, there's no stupid questions, they're lying to you.
They are a liar.
Yeah. We were also talking about TV shows that could do another season. And, this would be an interesting way to do it. In fact, Reddit had this list of side characters who need their own show. And they will do that spin-off where a character becomes so great and they're like, oh my gosh, why didn't we make the show about them?
There's a lot of failures on that, though, where they tried to do that side thing and it just does not work, i.e. Joey.
From Friends.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. It doesn't always work. But what would be the ones that would? Reddit rated out the top 10 best. We'll share it with you coming up next.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Okay, so if you were going to do a new TV show with a side character, what would be the best one to launch a show from? Reddit's actually discussed this, and they've got some suggestions here. And tell me if you think this show would work if you did a show with this side character. Dwight Schrute from The Office.
I don't think it would because they tried to do that. It got too... He was a great sideline.
Yeah.
He was even more than a sideline. He was a main character, but I don't know, just him alone running it and doing it, they're going to do it with him and his beet farm. I don't think it's gonna work.
Okay.
And you love The Office.
Love The Office.
Virginia, what do you think about a spin-off show with Karen from Will and Grace?
That's my favorite one. When you brought this up, that's the one that popped in my head. I think she's awesome. I love that character.
Could it work with just her?
I would totally watch that.
Okay.
I would.
Tom Haverford from Parks and Rec, they say would be a great side character who needs their own show.
It could work.
I could see that, yeah. Brian from Family Guy is who Reddit put in their top 10.
I do like Brian.
Yeah.
Along with Svetlana from Shameless.
I didn't know that one.
I've only seen about 5-6 episodes of that show.
Is she the main girl?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Do you want to keep asking questions you don't know the answer?
What's her favorite color?
Yeah. I don't know. Randy from South Park. He was the one dad. I don't see that. I know that it's been a long time since I've seen that show. That was the one dad with the mustache, right? Is that Randy?
Oh.
That's my dad.
Yeah, it's your dad.
Your dad's on South Park?
Suki from Gilmore Girls.
No.
Wouldn't work.
I mean, I guess it could work, but are you trying to entertain the nice people?
Darnell from My Name is Earl. Cricket from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and Omar from The Wire is who they said.
I don't know about Cricket either, man. He's too much of a mess.
Yeah, sometimes you get that, and you got to realize that you ever see that there's too much of a good thing, and sometimes you're like, okay. I remember the first time I tried to eat a whole can of cake icing. I love cake icing.
You do. You love icing and ice cream.
I do.
Those are your two weaknesses.
I do.
If they made icing ice cream, you'd be screwed.
But I'm not going to lie. Halfway through that can of cake icing, I was like, I think this might be too much of a good thing.
I can't do it.
It was a lot. And that just kind of might be it. You can understand why you have more cake than you do it'ing. There's a good balance like that. And I would put a lot of these TV show side characters as the icing. They're not the cake. So it's really kind of hard to do.
It'd be tricky to carry a whole show by some of these characters that are so whack.
Yeah.
You know me, I love a cake analogy.
Yeah, I figured it would bring you in. Otherwise, I might lose you.
It's more of the KVJ show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
It's time to sing on the KVJ show.
Even though we can't carry a tune.
That's not what it's all about. Who cares?
Love.
We love to sing. We're not good at it. We're sorry.
It's the Song Association game. What I do is I will name a word, and you in 3 seconds must start singing that word in a popular song that we all should know. Okay, if you cannot, then you are eliminated from the game. We'll see who's the last person left standing.
Got to be a quick thinker and a singer.
It's a big one. It's the first one of the year. A lot of pride.
Okay, first up, Virginia, your word is work.
You better work. Cover girl. Work it, girl. Do your thing and make love to the dance floor. Work. Cover girl. Work it, girl. Do your thing. Love to the dance floor.
Okay.
Nice.
Thanks for the beatbox assist, Bird.
Word.
Okay. All right. Virginia passes her test. She stays in. Jaybird, your word is please.
Please, please tell me now. Please, please tell me now.
Oh, I didn't know I was getting a whole concert with my ticket.
That's Duran Duran.
everybody.
Duran Duran. You sing a lot.
It was a
extra.
hit too.
Yeah.
All right, Denny's, no pressure. Now you not only have to sing, but it has to be a concert.
It has to be big. Everyone's got to jump in.
We got a lot of energy today.
If they didn't jump in, you didn't do it right.
Denny's, your word is tell.
I don't know if I know.
Tell her about it.
Oh, Billy Joel,
I don't
obscure
know
song.
if I know that song.
Obscure Billy Joel.
Tell me you really love me.
Or you could do, please, please tell me now.
Oh,
You're right.
Boom. Please, please tell me.
Yeah, right there. You can just say the same one.
And then Kevin can come back around and give me the word please.
Denny's, your excuse.
Damn, Denny's.
Yeah, dang. All right, Denny's is done. All right, Virginia, your word is up.
I don't know.
Love lift us up where we belong.
Damn it.
Mm-hmm. Everybody gonna be living it up. You know the Ja
Oh, living it up.
rule? Yeah.
Wired up.
Everybody say.
Wired up.
All right, Jaybird, you win if you get this correct.
No pressure. You can finally turn 2021 around.
You're right. My first win of the year.
Your word is down.
We're going down, down, sugar. I don't know the rest.
Okay, all right. That's going to work. That's going to be a win. Upside down, you're turning me.
Giving up respectfully.
There you go. Virginia knows that one. Okay, she'd have been
It's
back
old.
in.
I love that game. It's so fun.
Yeah,
my
it
only knock, it's not long enough.
Yeah, well, you guys got to keep getting them right. I got to
You
eliminate
play with
you.
crappy participants.
Yeah, you guys just got to get better. All right, who did the best at drafting out a threesome of romantic comedies? Virginia had the last pick. Will she be able to actually get the win?
Oh, I'd love it, Kevin.
I can tell you, I was the big loser in all of this.
You
And
got last?
I got last place, yeah. My team was Bridesmaids, Sweet Home Alabama, and Boomerang. I told you Boomerang was going to lose it for me. I didn't know it was going to tank it that badly.
And you know what? As much as you love Sweet Home Alabama, and I know people love it, I don't
Yeah.
know if it's one of the ones
Probably
that's going
not.
to cut through.
Yeah. I really, today I went with a list that I liked, and it really cost me.
I watched that movie on your rom-com suggestion, Kevin.
Which one?
Sweet Home Alabama.
didn't like it?
I did like it.
Oh, you did like it?
I liked it a
It's
lot, actually. I
adorable.
thought it was a very good movie.
It's what revived McDreamy's career. He did that. Patrick Dempsey was in that. You hadn't seen him really since like Can't Buy Me Love, and then he got
Bam.
on to Grey's Anatomy, and his career took off again after that.
I was going to pick that movie Hope Floats because they're kind of in the same genre, but nobody knows Hope Floats either. I don't think Sweet Home Alabama and Hope Floats are big enough for this contest.
Hope Floats is big, but you're right. I don't think it's big enough to win the tournament.
If I'd have
not.
thought about it, I would have put Coming to America in there over Sweet Home Alabama, and I would have lived with that. I would have felt better. But
Interesting.
it still would have, I probably would have finished last.
In retrospect, you know.
Jaybird, you were next to last.
Dang.
You had Sleepless in Seattle, Moonstruck, and Splash.
The 80s are dead.
Should have taken out Moonstruck. Probably Splash as well.
And for once, Suits did not win. He'd never seen any of these movies. He just Googled his list. When Harry Met Sally, 50 First Dates, and Love Actually. I think Love Actually.
Heartless.
Yeah.
So I really do feel like because he's never seen Love Actually and he's talking a big game, he needs to watch Love Actually tonight,
Yeah.
and he's got to
I
report
agree.
back
I agree.
tomorrow.
Book
It's an assignment.
report. Movie report.
I want a movie report tomorrow, Soups.
So it's between Denny's and Virginia. Denny's chose Wedding Singer, 10 Things I Hate About You, and Better Off Dead. And Virginia went with Pretty Woman, My Best Friend's Wedding, and Bridget Jones' Diary.
I think Virginia won. Although Pretty Woman's very controversial, is it really a comedy?
It's the list was romantic comedies. How many times do you laugh in Pretty Woman?
I mean, I laugh when she talks about how she doesn't kiss anybody. She's a
Because
hooker.
it's
When
hysterically.
he closes the pearls on her hand.
It's cute, but it's
Oh yeah, and Cinda Freakin'Rella. That one part.
Yeah.
when she's in the bathtub and kiss.
Yeah, I guess she could mine some comedy out of that thing.
She did not get penalized for it, and it brought Virginia the win today.
Dang.
She took it all, beat Denny's by 2 votes.
Dang.
She's good at this game.
I
Yeah.
wanted this one. I mean, if the chick doesn't win the rom-com, then what are we doing?
Are you really the chick on the show? I feel like I am.
I mean, I've got the parts, but you're right.
I think I'm more of the chick than you.
The part's not the heart. You're right. That's going to make sense. Okay. Coming up here in less than 10 minutes, we're going to be doing an After the Show podcast, one that you can stream live on YouTube and Facebook. Just go to each platform and look for the KVJ Show. Plus, you can also catch our regular show podcast without music and commercials, and the After the Show is separate. That is on our free 97.9 WRMF app that you can download and always either stream live or listen to the KVJ Show podcast, and use the mic drop feature. If you ever want to say anything on the show, you got 30 seconds to just Spit it out.
I
We'll play
love
it.
that. You can just say it and then hang up and be done.
That's what it is. So go check that out and download that. That should be on your phone. All right, Bird, as we wrap up the show, give us your thought for the day.
New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings.
Do you want to watch the KVJ Show live or on demand? Find us on youtube.com/KVJ Show.